Hi, hi, hi! Hello, everyone!
Hello.
Hi, Anna! Hi, Benoît!
Hello, Clem.
Hello.
And hello, everyone listening to us. Welcome to this episode of the EmpowHer Journey, the community that's here to support your self-growth and live by your own rules. This month, the theme is, how good are you at love? We are super excited about this theme because love is actually a theme that I think we don't talk enough about. And we want to talk about that. How good are you at love? And tips to access unconditional love. And as usual, we've got the best guest for this theme.
Woo.
We've got Benoît Dartigues today. Yoo-hoo!
Hello, Benoît.
Hello, Benoît.
Hello.
It's so cool to have you today. So I'll just give you a short introduction, and then Benoît will tell you more about him. He's a leadership and life coach, and he can also be described as a fulfillment alchemist, a happiness catalyst, spiritual and thinking partner, and a self-love co-creator. And when we were discussing with Anna this theme of love, really Benoît came straight away in our potential guests, as really we've had him so many times talking in webinars and in different presentations, and he's really someone for me that embodies love in every little things, in the little messages that he sends, and touches of attention, and love with a big L in the larger sense of the term. So excited to hear from you, and if you can start maybe, Benoît, about telling us about you and your empowerment journey, that would be superb.
Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. I feel honored and grateful to be here with you on stage because, both I really appreciate you, and it's an honor to be here with you. So, well, when did my Empower journey start? In reality, I think that, like many people, came at a moment of my life when I felt this kind of existential emptiness inside of me. I totally fit in the box. I had a good job, I had good conditions, a long-term contract. I could buy everything I needed or everything I wanted. I had a girlfriend. Everything was perfect in my life from the outside. And from the inside, I wasn't fulfilled. I felt like I needed more. I needed something more, I don't know, but something different. And so I realized that I was in depression. I was in burnout of my job because I was pressuring myself more than my boss. So the problem was not with my boss, it was with myself. And if I wanted to discover the meaning of my life, I needed to change something. So I decided to quit my job. It was risky at this moment, but I felt that it was necessary to keep on growing. And after reflecting a lot about the meaning of my life, after discovering spirituality through books, trainings, videos, like most of people who are involved in self-development, I came to the conclusion that I wanted to be a coach. It was before the huge trend we are living in the moment. It was like 6 or 7 years ago. And when I started my training, all the concepts I learned didn't resonate for me. It was like so abstract, and I didn't understand what we were talking about. And I think that life always guides you when you are on your way. And so my best friend told me if I was helped to walk the way of St. James, the Camino of Santiago. And so we started this life-changing adventure. We walked 800 kilometers in 33 days. I could really experience the experience of life, all the concepts that are taught, for example, in all the coaching training, like the philosophy of the small steps, the importance to set a goal, to be committed, to walk through your dreams. I have my own theory about we all have a backpack all our life long, and we cannot leave it. So the difference is, if we want to go far, if we want to go safe, we need to carry the lightest backpack possible. So I try to understand, what did I put in my backpack, all my past, my problems, my negative thought, my overthinking, imposter syndrome, all the trash I could carry with me in the first chapter of my life, or my first life. And then, as I told you, life is good when you walk, you walk. The last day I met, well, I was in peace with myself. I needed to destroy myself to born again. And the last day I met a girl. It was love at the first sight. And now she's my wife, the mother of my son. And this day, from this day, I really discovered the power of love, but not love from the outside to feel yourself. Just when you feel with your own love, your own self-love, you're able to share, you're able to shine, you're able to attract people because they see this authenticity. It's not something like a mask we used to wear in the society. So basically, my EmpowHer journey started 6 years ago when I finished the Camino Santiago, and then I decided to shift my life and to fully live about who I am, who I really am, accept it, don't hide myself, and try to see the world from the inside and not expecting the outside to save me. It was a real life game changer, and here we are today.
Oh, wonderful. That I love the fact that it was an actual journey that you actually walked, even like old-fashioned journey, a pilgrimage that started things off for you. Symbolically, it's so beautiful, and meeting your wife at the end, love being the destination, maybe that's just magic.
It is.
Yeah. And what's funny is, all along the journey, I had signs about like little stones in shape of heart.
Oh, wow.
I saw signs of love everywhere, and I was wondering, what does it mean? I just ended a relationship, and I said to myself, I don't want any girlfriend anymore for the moment. I need to focus on myself. I don't want to fall in love. It hurts so much. I don't want to feel that pain again. So leave me alone. Leave me focus and live my best life right now. And it was just like the milestones of my way I think, because I couldn't have expected what I met and when I found this last day. So yeah, life is funny sometimes.
It is.
It's so magical. So magical. Incredible.
Yeah. It's funny because I remember when I met you, like when we all met, I remember you sending me messages like with lots of love and everything. And I was kind of in resistance, like, oh my God, this is too much. Now with my journey and with me now understanding what's love and what's unconditional love, I'm like, yeah, I want to share love. I want to give love everywhere. I want to spread love. I am love, you know, and now I'm sending the same messages as Benoît used to send me. And that's really funny because the door was inside of me. I was in resistance and I wasn't ready to let this love come to me. So I was, that's weird. That I don't want to hear about love like that. And I don't want that. And that's the beauty of it. As soon as you open the door in yourself, you can really get love and spread love. And that's pretty amazing. The first question we wanted to ask you, Benoît, is about the contrary of love, because usually it's easier to define something by the contrary. So contrary of love would be hate. Why do we hate ourselves so much, Benoît? Can you tell us a bit about that?
I'm sorry. For me, the contrary of love is not hate.
Okay, tell us more. Well, I know everything.
Inside out. No, I think that the contrary of love is fear, and hate is just
I agree.
The illustration,
an expression,
the modelization, the expression of fear. Because we are all born in love. We are made from love. We are made to love, and we are made for love. That's it. This is the spiritual law. What happens when we grow up? We have to please our environment. We have to please our parents, our family, our friends, our colleagues in job, and so on, so on, so on. And the most we try to please the others, the outside, the most we try to create this kind of pleasing identity, the more we stretch ourselves from our true self, our authenticity. This is a distinction for me between identity, what we create for the outside, and our authenticity, what we got on the outside, our being, our dharma, as we could say. And I think that hate, we don't hate, we just resist to love, because we don't know what love means. We all want love, but nobody taught us to ask for it. Because love is seen as a weakness most of the time. And it's funny because the example you gave about the messages, when it comes from my heart, this is my authenticity. This is what I want to share with you. The way you interpret it belongs to you. When you say it's too much, for example, when you say, I don't, it belongs to you. I do what I am, and in my heart I wish you to live in love, because this is the contrary of fear. When you live in love, you know that you're limitless. You know that you're from a place of giving. You're not from a place of getting or lending. Most of the time in relationships, we count on the other to fill our lack of self-confidence, self-esteem, self-love, and we think that with our partner, we will solve all our inner problems. Never work like this. Never work like this. You have the questions, you have the answers. And it works like this. All starts on the inside. You get what you give. Life is a mirror. And if you're expecting something, you will never have enough. Because you want more and more and more. And this is one of the main problems we live in. If you live in love, unconditional love, for example, I think we will come back to that, but if you're in this place of unconditional love, you don't expect anything. Because you know that you're worth it, you are enough for yourself, and what comes around you are just bonuses in your life. You know, you are the first rock of your building. If you let this privilege to somebody else, well, gust of wind, everything falls down. And it hurts twice more. So I think that hate is not the contrary of love. I think that fear is the contrary of love. The fear to embody who we are truly. The fear to say, I love you, because of the expectation of what will they think when I say that? Doesn't matter. You want to say that, say it. And that's it. It will resonate if it comes from the heart. Rumi said, when words come from the heart, they arrive in the heart. And I am deeply convinced about this kind of connection, far beyond the words. Communication doesn't occur just with words. Most of the time, words are not enough to describe a feeling, an emotion, what you got on the inside. This is the power of love.
Would you say that this paradox of, like, with seeking, you were talking about when we grow up as a child, and the paradox of seeking the love outside of ourselves, could that be also connected to a fear of not being worthy of love, of not being able to get love for yourself first? Because hearing you talking, it seems like it's loving first fully, and then love will come to you instead of trying to do something to get the love externally, right? So it's like love first, and then that means more love. But because of the fear, are we distracted from that source of love?
I recently read an article about the two main fears for human beings: fear of death and fear of rejection. And from these two main fears, there are lots of little fears. And most of the time, we are social animals, so we need the others to be fully ourselves. It's a paradox, because we need to empower ourselves first to be at our best, to be able to share our best with the others. And on the other hand, we want to please the others. We want them to accept us, but according to their standards, not our own standards. And most of the time, I think this is the paradox, this fear of rejection. We want to belong to a group, and we think that when there's a leader in the group, for example, we try to imagine what is waiting for you to be. And this is why sometimes we stretch between our authenticity and identity, in my opinion, because we want to please the others and we forget ourselves. I have thought about something. I think that life's like a book. When you are a baby, this is the whole book. You know everything because you know that you know nothing. So you are curious. You ask questions. You don't have the fear to fail. You try again. You rise up. You walk. You fail again. And you rise up. And you walk. And you fail again. And that's it. And you learn. And you learn. But with the time, it was like if somebody was canceling the pages of the book. And our goal is to write it again. To take the pen and write a book of our life. To come back to this state of childhood, when we were pure innocent, when we were happy, where we were able to forgive in the moment. Forgiveness is very important to love, I think, because it's the kind of framework you design with the others. If you're in peace on the inside, able to forgive yourself first, you will be able to forgive the others. If you're not in peace inside of you, you won't be able to forgive anybody. You know, and I'm deeply convinced that all starts on the inside. The outside is just a reflection of what you got on the inside.
That's amazing.
Did I answer the question?
Yes.
Good point.
Yeah.
Excellent. I know what you describe as well. Like it's so funny about the ego. The ego is it seems to be like it's all about me, but actually it's completely using yourself in others, like in what they imagine and what you think they're expecting of you. And I found that it's really fascinating because it's trying to get you love really from a wrong angle, but necessary. No, development. Yeah. Excellent. So I think for a lot of people, you know, like self-love, there can be a fear of falling into being arrogant or being dominant or being a show-off. That's something we hear regularly in coaching, and people coming to us like, well, if I love myself, then am I going to become actually narcissists or even, you know, egocentric and things like that? So why do we need self-love? And how do we access it?
First, I think that self-love is not a destination, because many people think that this is a goal, this is a destination. I need to find this sacred place called self-love. No, self-love is a journey. Selfish would be saying that you are the best every time, everywhere, in every situation. It doesn't work like this. Self-love, for me, my own definition, and what worked for me, I can break it out in 4 stages. The first step was resistance. You resist to your past, you resist to the person you are, the image you created to feel good with the others. So you resist to that because it makes you safe. It's like your comfort zone. I hate this word, but it's like your comfort zone.
Something
you feel safe, you feel secure,
yeah.
Even if it's an illusion, but you feel comfortable in that because you know what you get. But you don't know, and you're afraid of what you could get by making another step on the other direction, on the other side of fear, for example, or the fear to fail. And so the second stage is accepting who you are. I accept to being who I am. I'm not perfect, for sure. And this is one of the main breaks is chasing perfection. It's a nonsense, an absolute nonsense, because we are human beings. We're not human doings. So we don't work on a 1-0 like a computer. We are perfectly imperfect. And the day we accept that, it all changes. Because you allow yourself to fail, for example. You allow yourself to be bad one day, but with the opportunity to be better the day after. And I think that self-love is that. Loving you unconditionally. Not loving you when you have a victory and judging you so hard when you fail at something. Because one of the main causes of stress, of mental health issues, is this judgment.
Yeah.
We don't want people to judge ourselves, but we are our first judge. Every time. You get this voice that say you're not enough, you're not worth it, it's not for you, like usual. The day you start to judge yourself, not to say that you're the best, but just be neutral, looking what happens, being on the co-pilot seat, thinking that you're not your thoughts, you're just watching them coming and going. When you're at this point, it's easy to accept who you are. Then you let go. You let go about all the weight you got on the shoulder, all the micro details that stress you. You overthink the things. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. This is a quote by Seneca, and that's it. Most of the time, we overthink what could happen. What if? But what if? It's just an illusion. It doesn't exist. What exists is what's happening here and now. And if you are okay with that, letting go what sucks your energy and being fully present what you are doing, how you are being, true to yourself in any moment, well, that's good. Then you can fly. This is the next stage. You understand to see what self-love is. This is not like a change that comes overnight where you feel like a superhero. It's just a way of stopping judging yourself, stopping comparing yourself with the others, stopping competing, stopping being impressed by how somebody shows up. You never know what happened behind the scene. I work with people very successful, high achievers, and when I talk to them, I'm so sad. I'm so sad because they are chasing a feeling, the feeling of happiness, the feeling of freedom, and they build a career. They define themselves according to their career. And on the other side, the big picture, life, they are empty. And now, this is something I cannot understand. You will never reach a feeling. This cannot be a destination. This is a starting point. If you want to be happy in life, try to dig into yourself. An introspection. Slow down. Stop running. Take clarity about who you are really. Not how you show up, who you are, what you want to live. I want to live in happiness. What happiness means for me? What are the keys to my happiness? How can I design it? I want to be free. What freedom means for me, because my definition of freedom is different than your definition of freedom. We are all living in our reality, created by our thought, and we're all different. So we cannot compare things that cannot be compared. Mm. And this is our favorite game. We compare every time with anybody without knowing who they are, who they really are.
Amazing.
So to come back to self-love, how you work on your self-love. Stop judging yourself. Stop comparing. Stop competing. Life is not a race. You don't have a reward when you die. What remains is the moments you were able to create all along your lifetime. The smiles, the people, I don't know, the moments, even the tiniest details of life. They are so powerful. And we don't take time to embrace them, to enjoy them. Yeah. Because we are not here. I think that self-love starts with that. Don't take some comparison on the outside. I will give you an example. Many people have complex with their body. We have the body we have. What provokes the frustration is because we see models on the newspaper. We have like a dictature of perfect body. A perfect body looks like this. Who say that? Who are you to tell me what a perfect body is? You are a wonderful advertiser, one of the most famous in the world. And so, my body is mine. If I want to improve, great. I will do it. But I cannot be frustrated because I don't have the body of a model. Who knows the level of happiness of these models, for example? They are on the cover page in March, and they make the same cover page in October because they are in rehab. This is the truth. Our life is ours. We must be accountable of our life, whatever it is. Body, mind, nobody else can work for us. So I think that self-love is just being true to yourself. Stop resisting to the image, accepting who you are, let go all the bullshit you can hear from the outside, and keep walking your journey, whatever it costs.
Yeah, that's very cool. So what would you say? We talked about the inner critic and the strong voice of comparison or jealousy and things like that. So if there are people listening to us and that they recognize that in themselves, like, oh, actually, I do that a lot, and I'm starting to realize. So like if we're on the very early stage, very early on in this journey, do you have any tips or any little things that can help when we just starting to realize, oh my God, what am I doing to myself? What's this voice in my head?
I think that the first step is being aware of that, not doing anything, just being able to listen.
Watching, yeah.
Listen and watch. Understand that you are not your thought. You're just sitting in the co-pilot seat and look at them. Come and go. They are the creation of your ego, your mental. Yeah. So
create space, right? That creates a bit of space.
Exactly. And understand that you are not the prisoner of that, you are the creator. This is a shift, because most of the times people say, I'm not lucky. But what did you do to be lucky? What being lucky means? Take accountability of that.
So does that give an idea of responsibility? So it makes you the power, sort of the power of the awareness is empowering then in that case? Would you say that?
I think that once you start being aware of your thought, that you are not your thought, something is changing. Because it's like opening the door of your golden jail. Because you know that you can change everything every time at every moment if you decide it. It's up to you. This is the first thing. You switch from a place of being the victim of your life, being the spectator of your life. And I think that we are a projector, like in a cinema. And life is the screen, and we project what we got on the inside, for example. So you can decide to sit with your popcorns and watch the movie, or you can decide to create the movie.
Yeah.
This is the first difference. Being aware, you got the possibility to create the movie.
Yeah.
This is the first thing. When you are aware of these voices, then when you are aware of that, when you spend a moment, because it's easy to say that, but it's not effortless. It's like you got to do your rep, because the human being is like a mechanic. We need to repeat and repeat and repeat to train and again to be able to really embody the things. So when you develop this self-awareness, when you start to be able to label this negative thought, then you can shift them. You understand that this is not the reality, this is your current reality, but you can change it. Then you can shift it on a positive way.
Yeah.
Or if you don't want, if you feel selfish to say, I am good, I am good, I am good, you can just be neutral. Don't say anything, don't think anything, but let go the negative thought. This is the you clean your inner house. And then something that for me that has been very useful is journaling about gratitude.
Yeah.
Because when you don't feel fulfilled, you want more. Every time. You want more because you think that your value depends on this more. The more I will achieve, the more I will be, the more. And so you don't live in the present. You live in the future, in an illusion of what if I was more, I would do more, and so on. Gratitude allows you to slow down, stop for a moment, take a look back, and then being grateful for all you have, all you are. This is the most important. Many people express their gratitude for material things, but it's important to be grateful for who you are, as you are, because you are a gift for the world. You just need to be aware of that and to be okay with that, because this is who you are. You don't believe it, this is your problem, but this is who you are. You are a gift for the world. And most people hide the uniqueness to fit in the box. And the problem comes when you don't fit in the box. There's no air to breathe. You want to explode the walls. And at this moment, it's good to remember that you are a gift. You have gifts. The world needs you. You just have to discover your road and walk it. And again, we are all different. Each one has his own road to walk. So what is good to work with somebody, for example, with a coach, for example? Because when you walk your road, you can train, you can watch tons of videos, read tons of books, but every time this is from your own perspective. So it doesn't challenge your thinking. It doesn't challenge your perspective of the world. You find a change. A change means coming back to the first state of stability. But in fact, you don't transform yourself. You don't move forward. And what somebody else's help allows you to do is that challenge your thinking. Maybe open the window of the possibilities. Because you see the world like this. There are many things around here. So be aware of your thought, express your gratitude daily, and then there are many other things you can repeat. The Ho'oponopono, for example, that for me These are the 4 pillars of a good relationship with yourself first, and so with the outside. Being able to love, to thank, to forgive, and to have this feeling of repentance for something. Being aware that you're not perfect, you can go wrong, and that's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it is.
These are my tips.
Thank you very much, Benoît. Can you tell us more about what do you mean by love on the inside?
Wow, it's a play of words because
yeah.
As you can see, I'm a real a real ambassador of love as the most powerful element of life. I think that this is the heart, words don't lie, this is the heart of everything. And as you could see, I work on insights when I talk to people. I don't work on basic action plans, for example, because I think that if people want to transform their life, they need to be committed to that. So I can walk with them, but I won't walk for them. Sometimes I can set some action plans, that's okay, but the way I work is on insight. What happened, this moment you got sometime when you talk to somebody who inspires you, when you challenge your thinking, when you see that, wow, yeah, this is possible. Of course it is. This is for the part inside. And the play of word with inside, as you could see, because I'm deeply convinced that it all starts on the inside. You cannot be victim of your life, blaming the outside every time. What do you put on the table? What happens in your life is just the consequence of the process you create. Don't hide yourself. And in the corporate world, it's the paradox. People nurture their ego. They want to climb the corporate ladder, and they strengthen their ego. And life is a question of balance. The more they show up on the outside, the more they empty what they got on the inside. And the problem is that comes a moment when you fear to be yourself. You fear to be yourself. You cannot ask people to do something if you are not the example. This is why people don't want managers, they want leaders right now. It's over the time of do what I say and don't ask me why. It's over. People are looking for meaning in their life, for a direction, for sense, a road to follow. And so it's all on the inside. That's why lots of managers think that they have the truth because of their track of record. But it's just one area of their life, that job. The big picture is behind that, is life, you know? And so why love on the inside? Because love is everything. It starts on the inside. So you need to learn first how to love yourself to be able to spread with the world the best of you. Insight, for me, refers to something that happens here, and it's a way to connect the mind, the ego, and the heart. Building a bridge, another wall.
Exactly. Yeah, creating the connection. Yeah.
It's all a question of connection every time.
Yeah, we're all connected, and everything inside is connected as well.
That's beautiful, beautiful word, and very, very powerful. Like, tell me if I'm wrong, but it's on your Facebook page and on your banner, and it's something that really impactful for me. So I really invite you guys who are listening to us to check in and connect with Benoît. You'll have all the links to know more about love on the inside and everything that Benoît shares. And so we'll see that we're not lying. He does talk about love a lot, and it's very consistent.
And that's amazing.
Yeah, truly from our experience, well, the messages were an example, but it's just for me as well, what you show, what you walk the talk really of love in every little aspect of life. Sometimes I think we overlook so much, don't we? Like the little moments, the simple things, the smile to someone in the street. It's so easy to forget about them. While I really see that it's a way of living for you. Love is a way of living. Would you agree?
Totally. And the example you just gave of smiling to somebody you don't know on the street. Most people fear that because they fear the reaction. And so they are prisoner of their expectations, of the judgment, and so on. But make the test. Go on the street and smile with everybody. Or I don't know, say hello, say hi to everybody. Or help somebody who see that is living a bad moment. I promise you, this is a life changer. Because you prove to yourself that you created this fear. And when you give, you get even more. It fills you. It fills your soul. This is what matters in life. People, not your career. Tomorrow you can be fired. Or you can go on a burnout. You are sacrificing your life for a job. You know, what are you doing that? Why? We come back to the why and the meaning and the purpose. And who do I want to be? And I think that's it. When you are in this mindset of I want to be the change I want to see in the world. I don't have the copyright, but I think this is it. Sometimes it's good to travel on giant shoulder. And this is a quote that is so important for me, because that's it. Take accountability of that. You cannot complain every time that the world is bad. The world is like you want to see it. Your world is not my world. You know, and it all starts on the inside. When you come from a place of love, everything is easier. When you don't know, you ask. You don't fear to be a silly guy, or doesn't matter. What is better? Interpreting a situation according to your perspective that may be wrong, or asking to understand the other's reality, the other world, and try to create a bridge between two people for a stronger connection.
I love your invitation to, go out there and find out for yourself. I love that. I think it's really important to have the experience. Like Anna, you were saying, initially I was like, oh, I'm not sure. And now you're also doing that in your messages, right? And your experience has shown you the difference. So great
from the heart. As we were saying in the other episode in last month about challenging yourself to try new things and try something new and get the proof that it's working, get the proof that that's what I want to be, that's who I am now.
I think it's very important because life is an experience to live. This is why, for example, we have the happiness because we have the sadness, and we have to navigate between that. But if you don't do, you don't know. And most of the time, the fear to do the things allows us to procrastinate. We find all the good excuses in order to do that. But this is a lie. Try it, experience it, and you won't die. You won't die. And if you die tomorrow, would you prefer to die with the feeling that you tried, or the feeling that what if?
And do not try just once. Try more and more and more. The experience is, you need to grow with the experience. So if you go in the street to smile once and it doesn't work, it's okay. Just try it again and again and again, and that's how you get the proofs and really live the experience.
That's very
when
true.
you want to go somewhere, you need to walk. You just don't make one step.
No, one step is not
enough. One step, and another, and another, and another, and another. And life is like this.
That's the same.
If you want to achieve something, you need to make one step and another. Sometimes your feet hurt, sometimes they bleed, sometimes you feel, wow, I'm flying. That's life, that's the process. We have to trust the process, not only focus on the result of, I want. No.
Yeah.
Focus on
the process.
Who you are, and do according to who you are. And everything is easier. You're true to yourself every time. This is self-love. Being true to yourself.
So our last question for you, Benoît, would be if you go back in time, maybe to yourself when you were younger as a teenager, or maybe before your whole journey started. What would you like to share? What tips would come to you, or anything of insights possibly that you would share with yourself?
This is an interesting question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Sincerely, I'm not sure I would have a tip from the former me, because I think that it's a road to walk, and most of the time you need to feel that pain, to destroy yourself, to born again according to your own standards. Knowing that from the place of now, where I have the feeling that I wasted so much energy and time in my first life by insecurity, by lack of self-confidence, even if from the outside nobody could see that. But the more we come back to that, the balance, the more you create an image, the more you empty yourself on the inside. And I think that I would say to myself, who are you? I would reflect on this question, who are you? Who do you want to be? And then nothing can be achieved without patience, commitment, and listen to your inner compass, listen to your heart. Whatever happens, be true to yourself, stay true to yourself, because your life is yours. The friends you have on a next moment will not be your friends in 10 years, because this is life. The roads have to separate in a moment, or not. But we don't know till the moment we live it. And we overthink that when you feel this lack of love, you try to find love in every relation, even people who don't deserve your love, who don't deserve your time. But you feel important, you feel good. You can measure your value according to their standards, but you don't know anything on the inside about yourself. And I think that this is something very important for the young me. I would have said, take it easy. Don't try to escape death, but try to live the life. It's totally different. Don't live in fear, live in love of yourself. But really, to give, not to lend.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, that's beautiful. I would really like, if that was possible, I would really like to hear the conversation.
Yeah, me too.
That would be very deep and very touching. Yeah. Thank you so much, Benoît, for coming on the EmpowHer Journey. It's again such a pleasure. We highly, recommend to everyone to connect with Benoît. So his website is www.benoitdartigues.com. You'll have all the links below the episode. You can connect on social media, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and Instagram. And he's a super awesome human being. Really, he really walks the talk, and as a role model of love. That's how we could. In one sentence, that's really how we could describe it from our own experience. So such a privilege. Thank you ever so much again. We'll see you again, I'm sure, on the Empower Journey. And thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone for listening. Don't hesitate to subscribe before you go to get all the new episodes on the channel. And if there's anything you want to share with us, just leave a comment or send an email at theempowherjourney@gmail.com. Bye.
Bye, guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.